Okay, perfect. So again, this presentation will be about web development, specifically community websites. I do understand that there may be some communities that have interest in having team websites, and that can be something that we can discuss as well. This template that I'll be presenting is more focused on community websites, but we can change it for and prepare it for people that wish to create a team website. But again, I'll touch base on that later, and it will be something that will need to be approved through your local community council. So moving forward in terms of the agenda of this presentation, I'll go over just how to get started on it, a little information about the Google Sites itself, and some of the tools that you'll be able to use. I'll go over the layout, text, and images. I'll also be going over creating additional pages for the website, how to publish it, sharing access. If you need any additional help, obviously your program consultant or district developer can help you out, but I'll also send you a link to the Google Help support page as well. This PowerPoint will also be given out afterwards as a PDF so that you can have it as a reference as well. I'll also go live and show you a sample community website template so that you can see that as well. And I'll touch base on, team sites if a team wishes to have their own site or page. And then we'll go into some questions and answers. All right, so getting started, how to use the Google Sites. As many of you may know, our websites, our community-based websites, are using Google platform. Now, the old website was called, as what Google called it, the classic site. Google is slowly phasing that out. It'll still be there. It's not going anywhere, but they're not providing any more additional support for those classic sites. So moving forward, we're encouraging everyone to move on to this new Google Sites platform. It is a lot easier to use. A lot of it is just drag and drop, and you'll be able to quickly insert text, images, and even videos. Before you wish to do all this, please contact your program consultant. First, ensure that you have access, and I'll go over that in terms about getting that access, because you will need a Special Olympics email in order to proceed with creating and editing a community website. So the first thing is to log in. Once you have received that access, you can do it two ways. The first is through Google Sites. As you can see there, it's sites.google.com. You would just log in using your Special Olympics email that we can assign you. It's all Google based, so you would log in to that email using Gmail. Again, through Google Sites, you can just log in using that email. If you don't have, again, please contact your program consultant and we can help arrange for you to get a Special Olympics community email address. Another way of logging in is using the Google Drive. Now, through the Google Drive, if you do have a website that's been set up for you and has been shared so that you can go in and edit the template, once you log in through Google Drive, if you look to the right, there's an image there. Under shared with, you click on shared with me, it should show you anything within your community Google Drive that has been shared with you, provided that you have that permission. And once in there, you should be able to then access the template. Now, this is through, what you're looking at is through Google Sites. This is when you log in to, you'll see that in the old classic sites, you were able to have a number of templates that we provided. Now they do not allow for any templates other than their own. This may change in the future, but for now, you'll only have what's shared with you, and that's why we would need to give you access for these specific templates. And as you can see, I have examples of different, example templates that have been shared with me or that I have helped to create. And you would just literally click on that and it will bring you up to a page that I'll be showing you later on, where you can just go in and start editing right away. Now, in terms of the Google Sites, the first thing to do once you give that access, so once you click on that page that I just showed you, you'll come to basically a site that looks like this. This is basically the template that we've created for everyone. Once you're in there, the first thing you'll need to do is change the name. So if you look at that circle, the red circle, right now it just says Sioux Community Website Template. If you want to change it to your community name, as example, I wrote there, Special Olympics Ancaster. You just type it in there. That would be the first thing that you'd want to do. The next thing to do is right below where you had put that Special Olympics Ancaster, you would put in, Special Olympics Ancaster again right below it. Reason being you're doing this again is what you write here will show up on every single page. The top part of this website will not change to the viewer. So they'll always show Special Olympics, community, whatever the community name is. So it's important to change that, and your program consultant will look over your website afterwards just to make sure that everything is good to go. Next, for the Google Sites, some of the tools that are available for editing. One will be and this is located on the very top right corner of the page for editing. Under number 1, I have here drive history. If you wish to go back and review some of the changes you've made, you can go back. If you've made some changes and you don't like them anymore, you can go back to a previous change as well too, to start all over. It's a good tool to have. Number 2 is undo last action. If you wish to, undo a mistake or error or just change your mind, you can undo the previous one. Number 3 would be redo last action, and that's to bring back an action that you wish to, that you had previously dismissed or deleted. Preview would be if you're working on your page and you want to preview what it actually looks like to a viewer, you can click on that icon under 4 there, and it will show you what it looks like if it was to go live. Number 5 would be copying the published site link. So if it was live, published, quote unquote, you can copy that link and send it out, but I'll touch on that a little bit later as well too. Under number 6 would be share with others. If you wish to share this with any others to help edit, please consult with your program consultant to give that access. And then number 7 there, that's the settings icon. It provides options for the navigation bar, such as analytics. I would say that is not as important. If you do have that kind of capability where you have that, it does track site visits, etc. But we don't have that specifically for the communities at this present time. Number 8, those 3 buttons there just help provide some more options. such as version history. If you want to duplicate the site, if you want to kind of practice with it, and so forth, it helps. There's also the Google Sites help link on there, which is a great tool to have. You can click on there, and it has many of the things that I will touch upon on there, and goes into a little bit more detail as well. And then number 9 would be publish. This would be for if it's ready to go live, you would click on publish. If you're making any changes and it has already previously gone live, you would then press publish once you're ready for those new changes to be submitted as well. Next, we have layouts, text, and images. I'm just going to go over how to do some of those things quickly. So in terms of editing the site layout, we have already pre-populated certain things in there already. We would like for you to then, go in, take a look, and feel free to make any changes where you see fit. You do not have to go by exactly what we've written there. Just to help you guys out, we've already, put in text already and some images, stock images, Special Olympics Ontario images. By all means, feel free to personalize for your community. So in terms of editing the site layout, every page that you click on for Google Sites is divided into sections, and it has its own layout. To create a new section with a specific layout, all you would have to do is click on what I've circled there. You'll see there that it says insert, pages, and themes. So you'll find there's also 6 basic section types. You want to click on that. If you want to click on one, a new section will then be added to the body of the page, and you can see that in the blue box that I've shown in the image there. Now the layout options that you see on the right-hand side there, it provides you with some preset templates for you to lay out. So if you wanted a picture, you want to add some text, you can click on that and automatically will set that up. You just have to click on then that little mountain icon there, and you can upload a picture that you wish to put there, and then you click on the text box right beside it, and you'll be able to write in any text that you like. They give you a few options, so you can play around with that as well. For the next thing is, these are some preset web page sections that we've put in there for you. You'll see that automatically I'll have home, about us. Under about us is an example land acknowledgement that we've already put in there for you. Programs, get involved, subheadings under get involved are athletes, volunteers. Information there is for athletes and for volunteers to register. We have ways to give so that people can donate either to the community and or team, photo gallery, and contact us would be to put in the necessary information for who to connect with in the community. And these web pages can be edited. You can move things around, you can add or subtract as needed. You may find that you may not need a photo gallery. That can be deleted as well too. And I can show you that as well. That will be coming up very shortly. This part here is, you'll see icons for text box, images, embed, and drive. So text box is pretty explanatory. If you want to create a text box to write some text in, you would just click on that double T there, and it will automatically create a text box. And then you can drag and drop that text box anywhere you want. Same thing with images. It would do the same thing. If you click on that image icon, it will then ask you if you want to grab it from Google Drive or upload it from your computer yourself. And again, you can move it around as you want as well. Embed is more, if you wish to embed something, it's more contingent on HTML. If you do know some computer language, you can do it that way. For, I would say, most people, it's just a matter of clicking and dragging and dropping. But if you do know how to embed, that's where you would do it, and it'll pop up a box, and I can show everyone that as well too. And then Google Drive, you can grab things from your Google Drive if you have uploaded something to put into the website as well.
Mike?
Yes.
Would you take a question now? There is a question from Kelly.
Yes,
where will this recording be available?
So they will be available within the conference page that we've set up, but we'll also have it available if anyone needs it. Consult with you can either contact me directly or with your program consultant, and we can send it to you that way. But it should be made available shortly on the virtual conference webpage. Okay, so editing text, pretty easy to do. If you want to edit the text that we've already put in, if you look at the red arrow there, you would just click anywhere within that text box, and you can change the font style, font size, etc. If you want to create a new text box, there's a couple options for that. Again, you would just click on the text box icon in this red circle there, or you can just click on one of the preset layouts. Let's say, for instance, you didn't want one of those layouts, how it's laid out, like, there's one there with 2 images and 2 text boxes. If you just wanted one image, you can delete the text image. You just click on the text image and a box will pop up where it has a trash can, and you just click on that and it'll delete. So very user-friendly, gives you a lot of different options on editing this. Next, under the same thing, under the insert options, you do have the ability to use various visual tools, such as embedding YouTube video links, having your own image carousel, which is just basically a rotating photo gallery. I'll show that as an example as well, as a live example, but there is those options on there too if you wish to. You can upload even Google Docs as well too if you wanted to put something on there as well. So there are a variety of different options for you to choose. By all means, click on them, play around, just to get a feel for everything. As I mentioned, for inserting an image, you can click on the image icon that you see there in a circle. It'll automatically pop up on the most recent text box that you're in, that's showing on the screen, and then you, if you wish to move it around, you just click on the image and you can drag and drop it anywhere on the page. Another option is to, again, click on the layouts, and it would automatically give you that layout template that you choose that can have text and image to go along with it. So again, you can play around with that. Pretty user-friendly. Now, if there's an image that we have or something, let's say you've put up an image and you wish to change it, that's pretty easy as well too. You just click on the image, then you click on those 3 dots that shows up, and then you select, and then you click on the replace image, and you could either upload or select an image. Upload would be selecting an image from your computer. Select image would be something that would be already on here. If you don't have any other images on your drive or on here previously, it might not have anything. It may have some stock images. It won't be necessarily Special Olympics related, but there should be some options for stock images. I always just upload my own photos for these type of things. If you have some great photos, by all means, upload them on here. Next, we have changing the theme. So we've already preset this. Right now, it's on Aristotle. You have the ability to change the look and feel of this community website template. You can Google Sites gives you a few different options to change. You can also change colors, change font styles. You would just click on what you see in the red circle there, themes, and it'll give you those options. So like I said, right now it's set to Aristotle and it's on red as the theme color. By all means, you may be able to play around with that and see if there's something else that works better for your community. So creating additional pages. So as I mentioned before, we have preset some pages already for these community templates. If you wish to add a new page to your website, you would navigate to where I have in a circle there, Pages. And under Pages, at the very bottom, you'll see a plus sign where the arrow's pointing to. That's where you would add a page. If you add in a new page, it will basically be a blank page. It will have a header. It will have a photo on there as well too, but it usually will just pick up the last page in terms of the header there, the image header. So for this purposes, if I was to add something right now, it would bring up the Contact Us image. And then you would have to then put in a new layout in terms of text, images, etc. And if you wish to then create it as a subpage, you can just click on it and drag and drop it to the appropriate page that's already listed above. If you change your mind and don't want that page anymore, you can just click on it and it'll pop up, give you an option to delete it as well. And I can show that as well in the live demonstration. Next step would be publishing this website. Once you've made changes that you're happy with, you would click on Publish. And the first thing to do once you click on Publish is click on Publish Settings. There you would type in your community name again. Reason being is this actually creates the extension name. Google has their own web address. You know, I believe it's like sites.google.com/Special Olympics, you know, Ontario / whatever. This is quite a long web address. This is not really important in terms of what you put in there in terms of your community name. And I have here as an example, I put there, if you read Sudbury, you would just put there. That may not be available. You might have to work around it just because it may have been used in the old community website. The next step is to then, once you're ready to publish this, is to consult with your program consultant. And we can check for you to see if we can use the old existing community website address for this new one. So for instance, and I'll just use Sudbury as an example here, Sudbury's community website address should be sudbury.specialolympicsontario.ca. We can then use that for this new one. If you, like I said, consult with your program consultant, we can make sure that it's directed to this new website.
Mike, there is another question.
Yes.
From Sherry Lynn. Does sub-page mean, for example, adding a swim team page under program page?
Correct. That is correct. I'll show you that in the live one too, but you're right. So sub-pages would then fall under the headings that we already have. Again, those can all be edited as well, but your example would be correct.
Okay. Sherilyn, is that okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh. No worries. Moving forward, again, with publishing, once the community website is good to go, again, let your program consultant know so that they can take a look and make sure that everything's good to go. After approval, as I mentioned, they'll be able to use the old existing community web address for the new one here, just so that you don't have a very long Google-based web address. And if people are already using the website, or they know the website, or you have the community website advertised elsewhere, whether it's on social media, print, etc. This way we can keep things consistent. Sharing access to view or edit would be the next point. So this is important too, because if we do need to share this, if we want more people within the community to have access to the website, or if we want permission to edit the community website, the program consultant will need to add you as an editor to make these relevant changes. You will need, again, as I had mentioned, a Special Olympics email in order to proceed. If you don't, you will not be able to log in. And again, your program consultant will be able to provide you with the necessary email address if you do not have one already. Now, the Google Sites help, like I said, within the actual website template, it does have a link there to access this Google Sites help page. It goes over everything which I've discussed in a little bit more detail. If you're stuck, by all means, it's a great resource to use, and feel free to reach out, whether it's to myself or any of the program consultants, and we'll be able to help you as well to help navigate through the Google website template. Now, in regards to team sites, as I mentioned, this is geared specifically for communities. We do know that some teams, may wish to have their own community-based website or even a page within their community website. I know some communities already have that. If this is something you wish to have, please consult with your community council first, just to see if they're in approval of having your own community website, or to have web pages, within the community website. And again, if it's something where you would need access to edit, please consult your program consultant as well. Oh, sorry, I apologize. And again, if it's something where the demand is there to create team web pages, let us know, and we can help develop a new template for teams specifically. And now, in terms of a sample community website, I am just going to present a new page here so you guys can see. Okay. Apologies, it's not currently showing. Let's see if I can. Are you guys able to see my screen right now?
Yeah.
Sorry, was that a yes, Pratima?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So as you can see here, let me just go to the home. This is basically what the template looks like. As I mentioned at the very top here where you see Special Olympics ABC, you would just click on there and change, to whatever community name. You can also, if you click on this image here, which I just did, the Special Olympics Ontario logo, you can also put in your own Special Olympics community logo as well too. It would be under, oops, sorry. You would just click on this trash can because right now the logo is white, and in this little box right next to this trash can here, this gray trash can, it is white on white so that you can't see it, but you would just click on here and you can change it. So if you clicked on here, you can upload, and that would change that logo to your community logo, and that would be shown on every single page. So the top here is static, what you see here. It's important to go through each page because we do have some generic wording here for the communities to put in their name. So that is important if you want to just scroll through. And again, if you want to edit what we've already put in here, you just click on the box. It's just easy as clicking on it, and you're able to change the text. Same thing in about us. We have some things already in here. If you want to, go in here, put in your community name. We've highlighted that so you can just go in and put in where your community name needs to go in. We put in the land acknowledgement in here as well. If you need help looking for the traditional territory of where your community is, please contact us, and we can help you with that as well. Under programming, as was mentioned here, these are all subpages, and I'll show that in just a bit here. These are just examples. You can delete these. It's just more to show all the different sport programs that Special Olympics may offer. By all means, you can delete it. If you actually click on here, you can do collapsible text, and that's by clicking on collapsible text to your far right. And that's one of the tools that you can have at your disposal, where it just shows, all the different programs that you may have. You may wish to divide them into fall, winter, spring, summer programs. Another useful tool here, as example, I have put here just for this example tonight, Special Olympics Toronto's program listing. This is a PDF document that I uploaded. Now, in order to do so, all you would have to do, I can just, if I click on under layouts and you click on plus right here, you can just do upload. And from your computer, you can upload, if you like, any sort of PDF. You can also select an image. You can take it from Google Drive, YouTube, etc. You can put in maps on here as well. If you don't want this text here, you just click on the trash can and you can delete it. And you can move this around too as well. Like I said, just drag and drop. Same thing with this PDF that I have here. If you don't like it, you just click on the image. And with these circles that you see, you can just click on them to, change the size if you want as well too. So it does give you that a lot of different options to, to personalize your page. I think this is something where when I've talked to some other communities in the past, they wanted to have, their program listings available as something that someone can just take. There's something here that they can save as a PDF as well on their end as well. Under Get Involved, like I said, we have two sub pages here. You know what? And before I continue, I'll show you the pages. So these are the headings that we have right now. If you want to create a new page, you would just click on the plus, and you can just put, oops, done. And it's showing where it is because I was just on the programs page, so that's why it's pulling up the last existing page that you were on. Again, if you want to change these header images, you just hover over the header and you can just go to change image and you can upload it yourself to a new image that you wish to put on there. And again, what I mentioned before, for a new page, this here, if I wanted to put this under test, I just hover over test, and now it's a subpage. So there you can see it under test here. If I change my mind, I just go to those 3 dots here, click on it. I can duplicate it. I can make this my new home page if I wish, or I can hide it if I want. So if I hide it, it won't show as a subpage to the viewer. If I don't need it anymore, I can just go to delete. Simple as that. Same thing under ways to give. It's just the generic. I believe right now this should go to our Special Olympics Ontario page. If you do have a community donation page set up, please embed the link there, or consult with your program consultant to get that link for you so that you guys can have your own personal community donation page. We want to ensure that any donations go to the appropriate community. Under photo gallery, some communities wish to have photo galleries, some don't. You're able to put in, and this can be used using the template here that under layout, you can use that where it automatically, for instance, this is how this was created. You put in an image here and you create the text, basically using the same. These ones here are hosted off of social media. So these are actually links. These are not photo images from this actual website template. It's just grabbing it from social media as an example. Under contact us, it's set up here. By all means, change it to what is necessary for the community. Just a matter of typing in their, making sure their position is correct and their name and their email. And then under test, and I can show you some things. I created this earlier today just to show you some of the different things. Here's an image I put in, and that was using the same thing, using this template. It's just easy as if I go to upload, it'll just bring it from my computer. So if we put that same one again, it just easily drops in. If I want to change this image, just go to those 3 dots here. If I don't want it, I can delete it. Click on the trash can, remove. If I want to change it, I just click on replace image and then upload a new image. Now the image carousel that I showed you earlier. So if you go to, make sure it's on insert at the top here. And then if you scroll down to image carousel, and that's what I have here. It doesn't show it on this end, and I'll show you a preview. It's the same process. You just grab some images from your computer or wherever you're hosting it, and you can create your own gallery of images, and you can title it if you wish. Just add a text box here and title it to whatever you wish for that gallery, etc. Oops. And that is pretty much it in a nutshell. Is there any specific questions? Go on to question and answer. I
don't see anything in the chat, but anyone
if anyone
has
has any questions,
please.
By all means, please unmute and ask away. Dwayne, I see your hand up there.
Hi, Michael, and everyone
How you
else. Thanks for doing this. Hopefully you can hear me okay.
Yes, can hear you.
We have a team website for my swim team that we've created, and we've had it for a couple of years now, but our bigger issue is getting it, I guess, properly published so that it's searchable, because when one goes on to, I guess, search for it, it never comes up. Like, so we're not findable, so to speak. And I'm wondering if you can maybe share some thoughts on that. And I don't know if you've got, like, if you're aware of my team's website or the Newmarket and area website. I know that there's one that's being worked on, but I don't know the status of it with COVID. It's all kind of just gone quiet, right? But I'm just wondering if you can kind of share some info on getting it further out there into so that we're searchable and people can find us.
Yes, that is something that we are aware of, where we do have communities and teams, hoping, wishing for it to be searchable, especially on Google. That is something I'll have to consult back with our web development team, but it is something we're aware of. Right now, there is some issues with that. The option should be there, but it's not currently. It's more on the Google side of things. I'll have to look back on that just to see where we're at with that, but that's more on the Google end. We're hoping we can get that resolved, but as of right now, apologize. There's really no other option with having it like searchable. Some of it has to do with how much people are actually searching for it on Google as well. The more people search for it, the more it will populate on a Google search. But currently, other than paying for it, we don't have that option to have it show up as one of the first few things, unfortunately. And in terms of a community page, if you're ready to convert to using the new Google Sites platform, we'd be more than happy. Myself and Javid can help you out with bringing that over, which is great as well too. Because now, is your previous page on a Google web page?
Yeah, it's done under Google site.
Yeah, and I'm guessing, is it under the old classic site?
I don't know. My wife's here. She's actually the one that did most of the work on it, so I'm going to get her to respond to that if that's okay.
Hi. Yeah. Hello.
When did we do this? 2 years ago?
It's got to be maybe even 2.5, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it's most likely the Google came out with these new sites kind of like on a beta phase about 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
And then middle of last year, they kind of like pushed it out and are hoping that more people go on it. Again, it's a good idea to use. Okay, yeah, if you want to share with me, that'd be great. I can take a look. But just for everyone's sake, it's good to, if you have, whether it's a community or a team page, to start using this new Google site platform, only because, again, Google's not providing any further future support for the old classic page. So they're slowly beginning to phase that out. They will eventually not allow anyone to create any more using the old classic site. They haven't phased that out yet, but eventually they will.
Sorry, how do I know if it's the classic site or the new site?
The look of it will be, it won't look as updated as the one that I just showed you. Also, it should show when you're actually on the site through Google Sites. If you logged in through Google Sites, it will, on the bottom left-hand corner, usually it'll have like a little icon saying go back to classic sites or to the new Google Sites. You should have that icon there. But I mean, if you want to send me the link, I can take a look at it anyways, and I can tell you right off the bat.
Do you want to do that now, or do you want us to do that later, Michael? I don't know. I don't know how much time you have for this.
Just for the, in case anyone else has any questions, if you want to hang on afterwards, I can take a look at it afterwards. But
yeah, that would be great.
Just for the
just
sake
so that
of
I can. I don't know how many other people actually have team web pages, but just quickly, the reason that I created or wanted it created is that it's so much easier for sharing information, especially with parents and athletes that are, you know, tech savvy, which are more and more of them, because they can go to the website and pick up all the information about training dates, you know, upcoming swim meets, and I'm talking about swim meets because that's what I coach, and all that information is provided there, and it's handy, and it eliminates the need for providing hard copies of things like that too, even though some still want that. But I just found it a huge time saver as far as sharing of information. That's why we created it. And we can just tell people, you know, go to the website, and we were actually able to create forms where an athlete can go in and, you know, they can log in and enter their information in for swim meets. Absolutely. So for example, if they wanted to go to a swim meet, and I would get a notification saying that you've got this athlete, you know, Joe Smith or whatever, that wants to attend this meet, and it's documented, it's there, and I can provide them with the dates of meets, locations, maps, all that other stuff right in one shot.
So there's also the ability, Dwayne, to link it off of the community website as well too. If that's something that, and that way at least then everyone in the community knows there's a page for, you know, your swim team, right? They can go onto the community website, and that could be anyone that's perhaps interested, whether they're volunteering or it's a prospective athlete or even a parent or guardian can go on there and they can take a look at the page as well too. So that's something I would recommend too. Even if you guys don't have a new website created and you're using the old one, by all means, I think it's important to at least to have that discussion. And we can have that with myself and Javid for Newmarket. They've already kind of tested, they're one of the testers I have for, they've already kind of had a basis for this template already. So that's something that we could easily link off there as well too, if that's something that makes sense for the community. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll let you carry on, and then if we do have time later on, Michael, maybe we can just hang around a bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I don't want to take over.
Question from Sherry Lynn.
Yes, Sherry Lynn.
Your hand, sir.
I know you've kind of answered this, but I just want to clarify it in my head. So if I create a new community web page under the new Google site, while the other one is still live, and then when we're ready with the new templates, then I can say, okay, we're ready to go live, and then somehow the other one turns off and this one becomes our live one?
Yes, so we would remove the old one, and the existing website for the old web, you know, the one that you have right now, the existing website, we can move that over so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel of creating a new web address. We can put that on the very new website.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
The important thing is just to get the new one ready, and once that's good to go, then we could redirect the new website to the existing address.
Okay, yeah, because the new template seems much more user-friendly.
Yeah, it's a lot more user-friendly. It's a lot cleaner looking. And again, we've already set up a template that if you wish to use, by all means use it. If you want to personalize and change it, it's there for everyone to personalize.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
There is one question in the chat from Darlene. Our web page is presently on the GoDaddy platform. Can we copy and paste the information into the present Google web page format?
No, and I would advise not using GoDaddy just because then you're paying for that, whereas this is free. It's free for all communities to use. There's no point in paying annual fees, server fees, domain names, and so forth for this. You could technically copy and paste like text and perhaps images, but you wouldn't be able to bring over the website over onto the new Google pages. You would have to bring over all those texts and images separately. Hopefully that helps answer your question. If not, please let me know. Any other questions? By all means, you're free to contact me afterwards. I think Cheryl has a question, comment.
Hey everybody, just a comment. We've also incurred from time to time, quite frequently, challenges when websites are set up with different providers, which means we don't have access to them. Sometimes volunteers have left. Unfortunately, sometimes volunteers pass away. They may not be able to turn over the information, a whole host of reasons. So this allows us to be able to access the site in a circumstance like that. Also to access it and physically help you if we need to. So I really strongly encourage not using any other providers. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Cheryl. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
I don't see anything in the chat, so.
Well, if there is any additional offline, by all means, please feel free to either contact myself. My email is Michael C, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, letter C, at SpecialOlympicsOntario.com. I will also, as I mentioned, be emailing out this PDF to all the people attending tonight as well, so that you can have a copy. And if you have any questions afterwards, please feel free to contact myself or your program consultant. And with that, thank you very much. Hope you guys have a great night and be safe, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Good night. Thank you.
Dwayne, did you want to stick around and ask some specific questions?